Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to start another reading vlog. I apologize if it's a bit noisy in the background. We have finally started to have good weather pretty much for the entirety of the month of May. We've had like our shitty January, February weather where it's cold and the rain just does not stop. So we've basically kind of have been skipping spring and just stayed in winter, and now we're kind of jumping into summer. And right now it's, in my opinion, the perfect temperature of 72 degrees, and the wind is nice and cool, so not cold, not hot, just perfect out. So we have the windows open, which means outdoor noise. So when I edit this, it'll be interesting to see how loud exactly the background is. Ori is emerging from his bag. So this time I'll actually be reading a book I own, as it's a pretty new release. It came out in February of 2020. I did check out a library book by this author to see if I enjoyed her stories and writing style and stuff, because I didn't want to buy a book from an author I had never read before just to find out I didn't like the writing style. So the book I read from the library was Sadie by Courtney Summers, and this one is The Project by Courtney Summers. So I've heard of this quite a lot around BookTube. It seems to get pretty like average to mediocre ratings, but it's based on a cult, so I'm super interested in those, and like I just find them fascinating. So I was still really interested to read this, especially since I did enjoy Sadie. This is a thriller, and I have not read the description yet, so let's read that together. Alright, it says the Unity Project, which I think is the cult. After a tragic accident kills most of her family and leaves her little sister Lo on the brink of death, B. Denham is desperate for a miracle. It arrives in the form of Lev Warren, the charismatic spiritual leader of the Unity Project. He promises he can save Lo. All B has to do is believe. Which they all have really short names so far, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, then it says Stole My Sister. Lo awakes in the ICU to find her parents are dead and her sister has abandoned her for the Unity Project. The more Lo learns, the more she's convinced the beloved organization is hiding sinister secrets. If only she can make B believe. So wow, we just went from 0 to 100 right there. Then it says, Murdered My Son. Years later, when a man shows up at the magazine Lo works for, claiming the Unity Project killed his son, Lo sees the perfect opportunity to expose the group and reunite with B once and for all. But her investigation will put her in the direct path of Lev Warren, and he will make her question everything she thought was true and all that she believes. Then it says, Saved my life. Are you ready to belong? Wow, okay. So the Unity Project is obviously the cult, and Lev Warren is the leader. Get in the box. I'm interested to see like how large this cult is and how influential it is. I must say I'm not really impressed by the description. However, as I am like fascinated by this subject matter, I'm pretty excited to read this. I'm not really a fan of their names. They're all really short. B, Lo, Lev, like, need a little more variety in there. But yeah, I don't really have any like theories or any expectations really going into this, so I don't really have much to say besides let's get into it. I was reading on the terrace for a bit, but that wind is so cold, so now I'm back inside. I did manage to read the first 38 pages though. So we start off with this prologue that's just these two short chapters, but they take place in 1998 and then 2011. Then part 1 starts off in 2017, but then we go back to 2011. So it seems like we're going to be jumping around in the years a lot in this book. Also, I'm really glad I read the description before starting this, because I think I would have been completely lost otherwise. We basically just jump right into the story after the prologue, and I wasn't even sure which sister we were following at first. And if I hadn't read the description, like, I wouldn't have known what the fuck was going on, what they were referring to, really anything. Also, how this is kind of set up, I don't think is really believable. Like, she's working as an assistant to this writer for this his magazine or something like that, and she happens to see the death of this guy where he jumps like in front of the metro and gets hit by a train, and he happens to recognize her. Well, he happens to know who she is even though she doesn't know him, and he happens to be the son of her boss's friend, and she sees the dude's dad like at least once a month. So it's just all really connected, and like the dad ends up showing her pictures that were taken of his son when he was out and about, and his son was with her sister, and because they happen to be in the same cult and stuff, and it's all just kind of like coincidences where you really have to suspend your disbelief. So I'm interested to find out if further on we find out like none of this is a coincidence kind of thing, because right now it's all just kind of like, wow, that's extremely convenient. And I know it kind of needs that sort of setup to kind of take the story off, but still, like, I don't want to have to suspend all of my disbelief, right? Today is Sunday, it's warm, this cat is going crazy. Look at you. Oh my goodness, so vicious. So vicious. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What are you doing? Oh, he fucking off. Okay. It's Sunday, it's really warm out. We have both the doors open. I just woke up, so I look really tired. I kind of feel like crap a bit. I read last night and then woke up at 7:30 this morning for no fucking reason and couldn't fall back asleep, so I read a few more chapters. So I'm on page 100 something. 113, and I'm in part 2. Yes, part 2 of the book now, and I have to say it's been a little boring, which really sucks. The first 100 pages definitely have felt really slow. It hasn't been very interesting. It's essentially Lo. She's our main character pretty much, and she was a sister that got in the car accident that almost died, all that, and she pretty much goes to the Unity Project, yells at some people, gets sent away, is angry about it, goes back, talks to some people, yells at them, gets sent back, and is angry about it. Like, that's pretty much all that's happened so far. But finally, in the last chapter, it seems more interesting stuff is going to be happening now, and hopefully this is gonna move the story along a bit more, because so far it really hasn't been what I expected, and it just hasn't really caught my interest that much. So, I mean, I know that, like, it's a thriller, so obviously there's gonna be some, like, huge twist and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping maybe that will help me see the rest of this in a different light. Also, the flashback chapters are, my god, I really can't think of the word. Oh, okay, they're in a different person. Oh my god. Like, the Lo chapters are all in first person, like I, and everything like that. But the flashback chapters, they're from B's perspective, and they use like she, her, and so what the heck do I eat? So it feels a little jarring going back and forth between that, but I definitely hope this picks up a little bit, cause I just feel a bit bored. But I'm hoping it picks up a bit from here, so we'll see. On my way to the library. Always a gorgeous walk when it's a pretty day. had so far this year. It's too hot in my opinion, but the sky is beautiful. Not sure what's happening up here. There are a ton of people on bikes. No idea what's that. There is always stuff going on here. Oh yeah, terraces are open. I kind of forgot about that. It's so weird seeing stuff open again. Bike people. Still don't really know what's going on though. Almost to the library now. Everyone keeps looking down the street to try and figure out what's going on. Also, over there is one of my favorite buildings. Oh, they have this all open for a terrace now. Oh my goodness. All the sidewalks are being taken over by terraces now. Not enough room to walk. Gosh, the sun is so hot. No, there's sirens. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, there they are. I guess they have a police escort or something. Here we are at the library. I need to get my thing out. and I am not used to nice weather because it's only 74 degrees and I pretty much sweated to death going to the library. I'm out on my terrace now. It's all nice and clean. My husband cleaned it while I was gone. And Tortilla's out here too, somewhere. The cat's like sitting there and looking at the people walking below. So I'm about to read more of the project. And hopefully we're getting into the parts that are a bit more interesting, a bit more informative. So we'll see. Fingers crossed there. And there it is. I just finished a chapter. I'm on page 126 and we are just seeing the tip of the iceberg of why this organization is fucked up. And so far it's going in the direction that I kind of expected just based on how B has been acting in the flashbacks. I obviously can't really say what it is because I don't want to say spoilers, but it's not good. It just creeps me out. Also, I put a sweater on because it is very windy out, and if you're not in the sun, the wind is cold.
Look at this boy. Oh my goodness. He's so fluffy. He's so fluffy. What you doing, Ori? You're in the way, you know. You're in the way. Yeah, you're in the way. Ori.
He does not care. So I'm on page 156 or 46, something like that now. And wow, my face is really shiny from sweating earlier. My god, I look terrible. So like I said, so far this is moving in the direction I expected. Can't say anything because spoilers, but oh man, it's creepy. It's like what happens with every single cult. Like, So I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna come of that, but it's pretty stereotypical so far. Like, there hasn't been anything that's like a revelation or unexpected or anything like that. Lo is pretty much just finding out information about her sister that she did not know about or expected. And right now, no one knows where her sister is. So we're kind of finding out just tiny bits of information, and I'm hoping there's a bigger twist or something, because so far this is pretty typical. Like, yeah, this is definitely a cult. Hello everyone, it is Monday. We are the last day of May, so later on I'm going to have to film my monthly wrap-up, so that'll be interesting. I am finally over halfway through this book, or about halfway, or whatever. I'm on page 182, and honestly, I was thinking about this earlier, and my mind just went completely blank. And I realized a majority of this book has just been conversations between Lo and Lev, who is the leader of this cult, and not much else has happened. So I think that's why this book has been kind of dull for me, is it's pretty much just been her going to this Unity project, talking to people, going home, having a day of work, and then going back and having more conversations with the people at the Unity project. And a lot of times she's kind of going to a different like Unity project building, but it's all like around the area she lives in. So it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. And the Lev guy is just kind of talking about God and stuff. And so it's just feeling really repetitive, and I'm just like, I don't really care. And it's different from what I thought it was going to be, because like the description talks about how someone's son, like he believes that his son was murdered by the Unity project, and so I thought Lo was kind of gonna team up with this kid's dad, and that they were kind of gonna try and delve into the Unity project and try to find something fishy going on. And I thought it was going to be more of like a stealth mission type thing, but instead she really hasn't interacted with the dad at all since the first few chapters, and he's not a part of this at all. And she, like, there's been no stealth. She's just straight up just goes there and bothers people, and they're basically like, fine, we'll give you this interview, but obviously they have ulterior motives, like, they have to. And so she just keeps going there and just talks to people, and that's really it. It's not as, like, investigative as I was expecting, and it's just so much of it is conversations that it's a bit boring. And so this definitely isn't like an action-y book at all by any means. However, where I ended, there is something bad that just happened. However, I kind of assume that everything will be okay, because I'm pretty sure it's happening because of something that Lev did. So I'll see that in the next few chapters play out. But I'm really hoping there's some, like, crazy twists and things kind of go off the rails at the end, because something has to happen. Like, it can't just be this meandering blah story. So this has really been underwhelming. My expectations were a bit higher, and so far I definitely enjoyed Sadie by this author a lot more than this. So I can really see where the reviews that I've read for this are coming from so far. How many pages are in this book? I don't even know. There are 341. Oh, so it's a bit longer than I thought. That sounded like the thing came out of my mouth. That was kind of funny. So tomorrow we actually get our first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. So very excited for that. And because of that, there's some things here at the house I kind of want to get done, because I know the day after the vaccine, probably not going to feel the greatest. So I want to make sure that some chores and stuff are done before then. So not sure how much I'll be able to read throughout the day itself. So I probably won't finish this until tomorrow or the day after, but we'll see. Hopefully I have more time than I think I do. I just read the entirety of part 3, and this book is dumb. Don't like where this is going and what this is doing at all right now. So, this, I can't say because spoilers, but every character is dumb. Like, I just can't. I can't handle what they're doing, and it's like so stereotypical, like cult shit and just stupid fucking manipulation and stuff. Like, oh, these characters. I don't think I'm gonna end this book liking any character in here at all. Like, fuck. So, yeah. I thought this book was going to get more exciting, and all it did was get more frustrating for me. So, I'm on part 4 now, which seems to be the last part in this, and there's where my bookmark's at now, so not that much left. It's page... Really, there's no page number. 254, so I have less than 100 pages left, actually. So, yeah, I'm not sure this book is going to be redeemed in the end. Today is Tuesday, June 1st, and we are getting vaccinated! Yay! We're getting ready to head out soon, and it is so fucking loud right now with construction going on. So even though I did finish the book, I am not gonna film my final thoughts yet, because it is a madhouse outside here, and it's just too much noise. But, vaccination. We're gonna meet up some friends to have lunch at a terrace, and then we're gonna go with them, because we all have appointments for the same time at the Vaccinodrome to get our first vaccine shot. I am so excited, and I cannot wait, and hopefully the side effects are minor. So, today is actually Thursday, and I finished the book a few days ago, but on the 1st of June, which is 2 days ago now, I think. Yeah, it was on Tuesday. My brain is scrambled. we got our first vaccine shot. Yay! And the good news is we found out that since we had COVID back in September, we only need the one shot, and we are now considered fully vaccinated and have like our certificate and everything, and really, really good news. However, the vaccine has been kicking our asses, and I still don't feel very good. My brain just, it's hard to concentrate on everything. I feel dizzy really easily. The nausea is really what's been killing me. And so I'm probably gonna wait until tomorrow to talk about my final thoughts on the book, because I think I still have a bit of a fever, and I've just been like, my whole body's been sweating, and I was laying down in bed for most of the day yesterday. So yeah, pretty much right after we got the vaccine, we felt fine. And then a little bit later is when like the arm started to hurt, and I really had like bad nausea and stuff, which I can deal with all the pain in the world, but nausea just really puts me down. And that first night, my husband and I both woke up in the middle of the night with a fever, and that's kind of stuck with us since then. But the morning of that second day, I actually woke up feeling pretty good. I had pain in my arm, but like, I'm so used to pain, it just doesn't bother me at all. So I was like, yeah, this is great. I feel good. And then like an hour later, I just crashed and was dizzy, nauseous, and it's pretty much been that ever since. I feel a little bit better today, and like, we had to go to the grocery store because we were out of so many things. So I was able to at least accomplish something today. But I just don't feel like I can concentrate or form my thoughts enough to really close out my thoughts on this book. So sorry this is running a little bit long, but yeah, like, I haven't been able to edit any videos or anything, and I'm probably gonna lay down and take a nap soon. So yeah, the vaccine side effects can definitely last for longer than a day. So I'm not exactly feeling any better, but I desperately need to wrap this up because it's been driving me crazy. So I'm gonna try and do this quickly. So several days ago, I finished this. It only took me like 2 days to read. In summary, it's a disappointment. I ended up rating this a 1.5 out of 5. Going into this, I thought it would probably be around a 4-star read, just because like the subject matter and the description sounds right up my alley. But then this basically just ended up being a book about conversations. The main character, Lo, she pretty much just goes to work, goes to the Unity Project, talks to the same 2 or 3 people, like, gets yelled at or yells at them, and then goes home and does it all over again the next day. Like, that's what this book is. That's it. I really thought there would be some twists and turns, because this is labeled as like a thriller and a mystery, and there really was none of that. I thought the story was really stereotypical. It didn't add anything new about cults or anything like that. It wasn't even really like it wasn't even really an education on anything about cults or anything like that, or how to spot one or anything. It just took kind of all the headlines of cults from the past like 50 years and just turned it into a story, and unfortunately that's about it. So just like in Sadie, unfortunately the climax of the story happens off screen. And unfortunately, the character that it happens to doesn't even know what happened, so we never really get solid answers, and that is definitely akin to Sadie, but in this book it's even more disappointing just because nothing really happened to begin with, so it's just like, oh, cool, more nothing happening, more non-answers, great. And usually when a plot isn't the greatest, maybe the characters are likable to make up for it, but that wasn't the case here either. I felt like Lo made horrible decisions all the way through this book. She definitely was not a very likable character, and then obviously we're not really gonna like the cult people either, since we already know what's happening. So unfortunately, this whole thing fell flat for me, and it just did not live up to any expectations at all. I'd really like to apologize for how long the ending of that took. Jeez. This vaccine has really just completely messed me up. I feel fine at night, and then I wake up and just feel like I have a fever, and then I'm nauseous and everything, and it's just... Oh, the house is a mess. I need to feel better. That would be nice. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me in this very chaotic vlog. This definitely did not turn out how I thought it was going to, at all. But it is what it is, I guess. And if you do happen to like this craziness, please give a thumbs up, and I'm starting to forget how to talk in the middle of my sentences. And subscribe as well, please, as that helps me out a lot. But until next time, bonne journée and au revoir.